Welcome back to the Culturally Distinct Podcast. It's your boy DJ KO. I'm glad you guys tuned back into the show. It's a beautiful day, a beautiful weekend, a beautiful month. This is the the second podcast in the year. And you guys who've been coming on this journey with me, I appreciate you. I love you. I adore you. And I like you to tell a friend so we can make this platform bigger. We try to get as many people on here as possible that's doing influential things in the community. So if I haven't hit you back, be patient with me. I'm going to hit you back. Today, we have a special show for you guys. Today, we have a sister. You probably seen a sister before. You know, either she's speaking in tongues somewhere, or she's doing some other things. You know that's in the name of the Lord. But you probably seen this individual on Fox 26, NBC, CBS. Yeah, she's big time. I'm gonna say big time. You know, we're gonna speak that, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
She's an author. You know, she's a podcaster. She's a radio personality. And today, she's our special guest for the show. Everybody, I'd like you to welcome to the show Miss Charlie Marcol. How you doing, Charlie?
Listen, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Yes, Happy New Year to you.
Same me. New Year, same me, though.
Okay.
I can't stand that. New Year, new me. No, it's not. New Year, same me.
Same you.
Bigger energy.
What was your resolution?
To have more magical moments.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one. I need to use that one. More magical moments. Hold up. Shout out to more magical moments. So what you think? What is a magical moment? What is that?
You know, we sometimes don't pat our own selves on the back, right?
Okay.
A win is a win.
Yes.
You know, so we kind of like judge our wins. It was a small win. It was a big win. But it's magical. It was something that you did. So just have more magical moments and cheer for yourself while you're in that moment.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So look, Charlie, before we get started, I want the people to know exactly where you're from.
Oh, I just like to say I'm a Texas girl.
Okay.
Round-the-way girl. Born in Austin, raised in Dallas.
Wait, hold on. You can't say round the way. Hold on now. That's a different definition over there. In an urban community, round the way, girl.
I am an all over Texas girl.
Okay.
So I was born in Austin, raised in Dallas, live in Houston for the last 20-something plus years.
Oh, well, you're Houstonian.
Yeah, I'm a Houstonian.
You're Houstonian.
And I play Houston, Texas, and my baby graduated from a Houston school. So
okay, shout out. Well, shout out to that. Shout out
Mm-hmm.
to all the Houstonians. Shout out to everybody that's in Houston. You know what I'm saying? We repping the city, repping the hood. You know what I'm saying? So before we get started, I know before we even get into the books and being an author and everything like that, I want to talk about first going into the new year and being a black woman, as far as the empowerment of a black woman. What are some things you think that's going to empower you this year? Like you said it earlier, magical moments. What magical empowerment you think you're going to experience this year?
Man, so magical. I feel my book taking off to the next level.
Okay.
That is one thing that I am empowering myself to do, because empowerment starts within.
Yes.
I want to speak words of positivity to myself, because it starts with you.
Yes.
Power of life and death lays in the tongue.
Okay. All right.
And so I want to make sure that I'm speaking those words to push me to the next level. Some days you don't have enough gas in your tank to go. But if you stand in that mirror and say, girl, get yourself together. Let's push ourselves to the next level. Like, you won't get out there if you don't put yourself out there. It's not anybody else's job. Oftentimes we look at other people to make it happen. But making it happen starts with you. You have to make the first step.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Okay, you preaching early. Now, I didn't expect you to start getting so deep early in the podcast, but that's dope. So, in saying that, I know I noticed that you have this term that you like to talk about, self-love.
Yes.
Why is self-love so important? Well, first of all, what is self-love to you, definition-wise, and why is it so important?
Self-love means taking time for yourself.
Okay.
And whatever that looks like. So if it doesn't serve me purpose, I don't need it.
Okay.
How did I get there? Oh, I remember a time in my life where I didn't love myself.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think I mattered. I didn't think nobody cared. I didn't think nobody gave a damn about me. So I did any and everything other than put myself first.
Okay.
And when you get to that point where you get tired of your narrative being the same, that's when you start making something pop and shake.
So basically you're saying through enduring hard times that I guess you want to say it molded you into something else. So in an analogy that caterpillar turned into a butterfly.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm a single mom early.
Okay.
Divorcee early. Marriage didn't last but 2 minutes.
Dang.
Right? 2 minutes.
Two?
All up to. The debt lasted longer than the marriage. You hear me? Okay? The debt. I was still paying for a dress and the marriage was over.
Look, shout out to the 2 minute weddings.
Hey, listen. But I even look back at that. I didn't think that I was deserving.
Okay.
I thought God had forgot about me.
Okay.
And so I needed to jump in instead of like trusting his plan and just continuing to work on me while God was molding that perfect man for me. You know?
Yeah.
And so it just, all of my pain, all of my hardships, all of my heartaches, all of the hard times molded the woman that you see before you today. And it was because I had to do the work. I'm like Ayana Van Zandt. I had to do the work.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Beloved, you have to do that work.
That's the first thing. It's like, okay, we're going to do the work.
You got to do that work, man.
They call it unpacking in counseling. You got to unpack all that stuff.
Come on, unpack it.
You got to unpack it, baby.
Your luggage, honey.
You got to unpack. Look, so it's a song that Erykah Badu had a couple of years ago. It came out probably in early 90s, mid 90s. The title of it was called Bag Lady. Bag Lady, don't you miss your bus. Because you're going to, if you got all those bags like that, you're going to miss your bus. Basically baggage, baggage in life. So that song always stuck with me. Let's talk about, by you not having that self-love, like you say, you talked about, was there any influential individuals around you, like other women that felt the same way? Or did you have anybody that, like a spiritual leader or a mentor or a teacher or a counselor, somebody in your life that said, okay, look, Charlie, you're not going to go this way, you're to go in this direction? Basically, did they speak life into you?
Yes.
Okay.
It is so important that you get a mentor in your life. Someone that sees great in you when you don't see it in yourself.
Okay.
And I had a mentor that lived in Atlanta. We met at an event. You don't think that these things really matter when you're there, but some people remember you. And women that have gone through those transactional analysis can see when you're going through it as well. Took me under her wing, helped me publish my first book, and she's still my mentor to this day.
Okay.
And when I feel like I'm on a slippery slope, because sometimes I might step on a banana peel.
Right.
She's right there to pull me up and tell me, you know that's not good for you.
Right.
And we all need that friend in our corner to pull our coattail and say, that's not good. You've graduated from that place. Why go back there?
Right. But, that's important, though. Mentor, because one thing in our community, and I can't speak too much about black women, but I know a lot of black men, we don't have mentors. One, we wasn't taught to have mentors. Two, we wasn't taught to open up. Right?
Yeah.
Because the first thing having a mentor now, I have a couple of mentors, but I'm vulnerable with self. First of all, I know how to open up to myself first before I open up to anybody else. A lot of black men can't do that, or they don't know how to do that. You know what I mean? Like you said earlier with Yolanda Van Zandt, when she have these people on, the first thing she tell them, like, baby, you got to admit what you got going on in order for us to resolve whatever you got going on.
Listen. You got to tell the truth with yourself first.
Right.
You got to tell the truth with yourself first. If this ain't working, you know it ain't working before everybody else know it wasn't working. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
You have to be truthful with yourself and walk into my mother said this all the time, walk into your own truth. Walk into your own truth, Charlie. Ooh, that's
good.
hard.
Yeah, it is.
That's hard to walk in your own truth.
And when you really see yourself in that mirror,
ooh,
that's tough.
Yeah.
That's why we going back to Yolanda. She said, before we even do these sessions, I want you to take all that makeup off. I want you to get bare bone naked. Not naked for us, I know
what you mean. Get vulnerable.
That's right. Get vulnerable,
Yeah.
open up, because we need to get down to the nitty gritty.
You know, it's hard for people to be vulnerable.
That's hard.
It's hard to be vulnerable.
You know what? That should be a podcast about
vulnerability.
I was vulnerable.
Yeah, that's hard being vulnerable.
Yeah.
Because you think people are going to take your words and use them against you later.
Correct.
But listen, I don't give a shit if you use it on me later. I'm okay. Because I've come to grips with who I am.
Right.
I've done the work.
Yes.
I love myself. But see, if you're a good person, you know how to spin it. Yes, I might have been down in the dump.
Yeah.
But look at me today.
That's right.
You see?
All right. Look, I feel the energy up here. Shout out to the energy. We got the energy in the podcast over here. So look, I know you mentioned something earlier about you being an author, right?
Yes.
First of all, that is not an easy task to take. Especially if you're a mother, and you say you was a two-second wife, two-second wife. You got to juggle all these things going on. You have, like you said earlier, you have these self-love issues going on at the same time, and you became an author. So how did that take place?
I've been a writer as long as I can remember.
Okay.
Since the 4th grade. I remember being in a competition about the most influential woman in our life in the 4th grade, 1989. Governor Clements. I still have it in my garage.
She was black, wasn't she?
Huh? No, that's Ann Richards.
Oh, okay. So I'm not from Texas, so I don't know. I'm sorry. Forgive me, y'all.
See, that's when we used to learn Texas history.
I'm sorry.
I received an award, and that happened in the 4th grade. But what I noticed that loose leaf sheets never judged me. Once I got that pen and paper, I was able to pour. You know, black parents back in the day, these parents, you know, we kind of parent differently than our parents parent us, you know?
Yeah.
And so it was like children shouldn't be seen nor heard. So I couldn't really voice how I felt or my opinion. But that loose leaf sheet never judged me. It accepted everything. I could pour out until my heart was tired. And so I would turn that into things. And that's what happened. I started journaling while I was going through that divorce because I didn't like the way it ended.
Okay.
You know, when we write our narratives, right? And so my narrative in my head didn't match my reality. And so I started journaling. And my mentor said, this should be a book. And she helped me. That's why a mentor is so important.
So that's more of a gift. Versus, I know a lot of people journal, but in journaling and writing a book, it's two different things. Because journaling, well, it's kind of the same, but at the same time, you have to be kind of crafty and artful in writing.
Yes, you do.
Because it can't just be pure honesty. It'd be a good one. It'd be a good book like that Karen Steffens book. That's a good book. You know, it's real life, but that's not everybody's story like that. You know what I'm saying? But no, like, you must have a skill. Like, that must have been a gift that you was presented because everybody don't have that gift to write.
So one thing I always ask people when they say, I want to become an author, one thing I always ask them, do you just write in general?
Okay.
And they say no. So you just really want a book out.
Yeah.
See the difference?
Right.
An author is someone, they do it in season and out of season. You know, it's an overflow of thoughts and ideas of creativity.
Correct.
It's a creative space.
Right.
You know, I'm like Erykah Badu. I'm an artist and I'm very sensitive about my shit.
Okay.
You know, where a person they'll just do this one book and just bam.
Leave it alone. I wrote a book.
I wrote a book because
Yeah.
I accomplished that.
Yeah.
But when you are really wanting to hone this craft, you get in it. You go to classes. You know, find other mentors in the game. You study your craft. It's like football. You study it.
Yeah.
You study the play. Like the next move. What is the new digital platform? Which way are people going today? So it looks different.
Yeah. So let's talk about this. That's good because you're giving us some good information, especially some young people or some older people that been wanting to write for a long time, but they never had the motivation to do it. And they probably have a gift to do it, but they don't have, like you said, they don't have the motivation or they don't have the extra push behind somebody to help them out with that. So hopefully this helps somebody out. But let's get into some of these books because one of these books that I'm So I'm gonna tell y'all a quick story. So when I met Charlie, she had a book in her hand, right? And I was like, I thought she was, you know, some people walk around with these books and just because they, you know, self-help books, and she just wanted to read it. But there was a book that she wrote, and the title, like, it caught my attention. So the title is called "Dick and a Headache." right? Sometimes that's all it is, a dick and a headache.
Sometimes that's all it is.
So look, so I want to jump into that right quick. Dick and a headache. What does that mean?
So, dick and a headache. One of my babies that was birthed through the pandemic.
Okay.
So if you read the book, you'll notice that it's not even a sex scene. The main character name is Richard.
Okay.
Where do they call Richard in a corporate America setting? Dick.
Okay.
Richard leaves his job. He's the main character's husband to pursue his life and passion. And it just down would spiral from there. And so, you know, because sometimes we get in these relationships.
Yeah. I already know what you're talking about. Go ahead. Talk about it.
And we shellac over it. We make excuses for it.
Yeah.
We glass over the truths. We don't acknowledge.
Why is that?
Why is it? Some of us just want to be married for the sake to say we are married. I'm going to be honest.
Okay.
Let me walk in my truth.
Go ahead. Talk about it.
I was 30. I felt like God had forgot about me.
Okay.
God, did you? Hello. Is this mic on? Hello, God. Is this mic on? Because everybody else, it seemed cool to say, my husband.
That's right.
Seemed like everybody was getting married but me.
Mm-hmm.
And when we orchestrated and not wait for the creator to orchestrate it.
Don't go there. What my argument say?
Boom. Dick and a headache.
Dick and a headache. See, from the title, I always thought, you know, because some rappers say, I think Kanye was one of the major rappers, said it. He had a monologue on one of his albums, and it was like, good dick would do that.
Will mess your whole life. It will mess up your whole life, and you will forget about
everything, reality.
Yeah, like real tea. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you will forget about, like, the red flag that said, woohoo.
Right.
Woohoo, right here.
I wonder why is that?
Why is it?
I don't know. So the thing is,
because let me tell you this.
Yeah.
Can I be honest?
Go ahead.
Not all dick is created equal.
Oh.
This is not the United States. So, one justice for all. It's not all created equal.
Dick is not created equal, y'all.
Not all dick is created equal.
That's good, though. But that's real. You know what? That's real, because I had a conversation about this not too long ago with some friends, and I was telling, it was some young ladies, and they was telling me that, you know, they wanted this, they wanted that, they were single. And I told them, I said, look, if a man has, you know, a good package and he presented it well, basically I'm trying to be clean, but if he had a good dick, basically, he could do whatever he want to do, and you're not going to do nothing about it. And it's like, no, it ain't no what I'm saying. I'm telling you. Y'all see Derek Jackson, but I'm just saying see Derek Jackson. That's another story in itself.
They holding him, paying my wife, and she just sitting there quiet. Just, you know what I mean? Like, you become a person that you are not used to looking at in the mirror when it digmatizes you.
Digmatized.
And to come up out of that place, it's almost like prayer and supplication. Like, Lord, please, this me coming to you, knee bent, body bound. Oh. Help me shake it, Lord.
So look, that's good though. That's good. Look. So I see. We could talk about that one all day. Prayer. Shout out to the prayer and supplication.
Listen.
Y'all. Prayer and supplication.
Listen. Digmatized. Listen, it's nothing too hard for. I have had to go to him and said, Lord, I need to get up out this situation. It's not good. It doesn't serve a purpose. It doesn't fulfill my purpose.
So is it fair to say some people get addicted? I'm just saying, shout out to being addicted. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know, like you let me tell you something.
Jasmine Sullivan said this.
Listen.
I'll bust your windows out your car.
I was going to say that. And you wonder, like, how you get, and it's like, and you're like, what do they do for you? And when you start really analyzing, like, what that relationship does for you, you start removing things.
Yeah.
It usually boils down to that.
It does.
Just to that.
But I'm glad a woman said that, because a lot of women would say, I would never go there. I would never go that route.
I would never say what I never would do.
That's real.
I never will say what I never will do. I said when I was in high school, I would never have a baby out of wedlock.
And that's what happened.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I said a whole lot of things that I would never. You don't know where this road or this journey will take you in life.
Right.
And so, don't say never.
Never say never.
Never say never.
That's real. That's
Just
real.
be prepared when the journey comes,
So,
and then find joy in the journey.
So let's fast forward. I know you have another book here that you just finished.
I did.
Just finished, and we're gonna go in detail. But actually, the actual name of the book is called My Cool Crown, and I want you to talk about what does My Cool Crown. First of all, what is it, and what does it mean?
So My Cool Crown is a self-empowerment book for little girls. Here's my baby. This book was written because I was a edpreneur, education entrepreneur within the public school system, and little girls need to know how powerful their crown is. This is the crown that you cannot put down. And when we don't empower our daughters, our nieces, our goddaughters, and tell them how beautiful they are, that's when they start searching under those rocks. That's when the lack of self-love becomes present. And so I wrote this book because I would see how little girls who moms didn't take that time out to groom them. Studies show when a kid feels good, looks good, they perform better.
Yeah.
Hell, that's me.
That's
With
true.
my hair right.
That's everybody.
That's everybody, right? And so you don't know how much you're more than just a teacher. When you're in these buildings, you are a mentor, a mom, an auntie. You are more than just that teacher. You are an empowerment coach. You are the coach.
Yeah.
You become a life coach. And I would see how these little girls would put their hoodies on their head, not want to step in. And for that teacher that says, I don't comb hair, I don't touch them. It shows. When they know that you take that time out for them, they make that time for you.
So let me ask you this: My cool crown. So the crown is resembling the hair, correct?
Yes, Lord.
So I know it's specified on black little girls, correct?
Yes.
So
all
now,
melanin little girls.
People of color. Let's say that people of color. So, far as what does that mean when little black girls see that their hair is cool? Because I know a lot of, like we talked about earlier, a lot of young women don't honor their hair or they don't respect their hair. So could you talk about a little bit about that?
Sure. So one thing is that a little girl needs to see that image put before her, right? My mother, shout out to my mom, shout out to my grandmother.
Shout out to mom. Shout out to everybody. All the beautiful black women. Shout out to everybody. Yeah.
My mother and my grandmothers, both of them, Lord rest both of their souls. But my dad's mom was a beauty operator. That means she owned her own beauty shop.
Okay.
So I knew how to comb hair at a very early age. But it's important that the generation, so that's biblical too, Titus women, give back. You have to turn around and give back and empower these little girls to be the woman that they're going to be.
Right.
And so this book is an empowerment piece to teach them, yes, this is you as a little girl, but a little empowered girl turns out to be a game changer as a woman. She is inspired.
That's real.
Yeah,
That's real.
I can go back and think about my teachers at my elementary years who actually poured into me and took that time and saw something in me that I didn't see in myself.
Right.
And so I want to be that. I want to leave that impression.
So it's funny. I had this conversation with a guy. This was probably midsection of last year, and we kind of similar had that conversation. We talk about we knew all our ex-teachers' names because even though their passion, their vision was to teach the next generation, even though it was strict as hell. And that's back then.
But you know why they were strict though?
Yeah, because they wanted you to succeed.
They wanted you to succeed.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Discipline and learning are hand in hand. If they are not together, if the discipline is absent, learning can't happen.
Right.
You know, and
that's real.
That's real.
Yeah,
You think about it, those teachers that you could name, they might have been hard on you, but didn't you learn?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And don't you
Absolutely.
remember them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I could go back to them, the ones that still living. I could still go back to them to this day, and still get an encouraging word, or you made it. Of course they all gonna say the same thing. Well, I didn't think you was gonna make it like this, but because you was, and they still remember you. 30, 40 years later, they still remember you. But that's important, I think, and I think with this generation of kids learning, even though these kids are real smart and they have the handheld devices, internet, stuff like that to activate, to get information, but it's nothing like that one person is pouring into you, discipline and not giving up. I think that's why a lot of people in our generation they are teachers, and sometimes they want to quit, and they like, I'm going to do it because somebody did it for me. Mm-hmm. But me, I taught for like 4 years. I said, hell, no, I'm out of here. See you. Woo. Yeah. So my cool crown. So when is this a book is it for young women? Is it for adolescents? Is it for babies? Is it for adults? Who is it for?
So I've had people buy this book for as young as a 1-year-old.
Okay.
And I've had adult women to tell me that they love this book. And let me tell you why. One person is interracial. Their mother is Caucasian.
Okay.
Father is African. And their mother said, I wish something like this was out when you were little. Because they didn't know how to empower or inspire their child. Because your hair doesn't look like mine.
Correct.
And so from little to old, everybody gets something out of it.
Yeah.
Give a little history. I even talk about the Crown Act. That that we're trying to graciously get past, so there won't be discrimination against our children because of their hair, because they wear dreads or because they wear big,
kinky hair,
and kinky hair.
Yeah.
It is the crown that we cannot put down, and this is what we're born with. This is African royalty right here, baby.
Absolutely, that's real.
You know what I mean?
That's real. And then we teaching beauty too.
Yeah.
So because a lot of people don't think that's beauty, even though one of my friends told me this. She said, and I'm not gonna say her name, but she said this. She said, one reason why white people want to touch a lot of black women's hair, because they trying to get their power. I was like, I never thought about that. She said the reason why they always reach out to your hair because they need some of your power. So they like Samson had his power in his hair.
It was his hair.
I said I never thought about that. They have power in their hair. I said, wow, I never thought about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's beautiful.
We are powerful people.
Yes.
And that's something. So a boy's book is coming out later on this year for the little boys, My Cool Hoodie, right? But I want to educate these children on the power that is naturally in your DNA, right? Like we are overcomers.
Yes.
We are victorious. We are victorious when they even hold us down.
That's right.
The victory is already mine.
All right.
I just got to activate it. And so if you have an educator or an entrepreneur or an author who loves teaching, who loves history, who loves her people, I'm putting it all together.
Yeah.
Like, let's get this thing.
Where you get these ideas from?
Working in these communities. When I was an educator, I only worked in marginalized communities. What does that mean? 90% of the children are on free or reduced lunch.
Right.
And so their moms, let's be honest, everybody out here trying to get it.
Yeah.
And sometimes in the process of getting it, we drop the ball. And so it's not that I'm picking up the ball, but I'm help you carry it.
Okay.
I don't want that baby to feel like nobody cares or nobody.
That's going to be my next question. I'm like, why do you care?
I care because somebody made me. Let's say I'm going to cry. I care because somebody cared for me. And her name was Evelyn Foreman. That was my 3rd grade teacher. Like you said, that teacher name that you remember?
Yeah.
I remember Evelyn Foreman because she cared. And then I had the school librarian, Miss Boykin. She knew that I had a voice because I was outspoken. I didn't care. Call me snitch, snitches get snitch. Let me see. Let me see if I'm going to get a snitch.
I'm telling.
Yeah. And so she put me on this Black History contest called the Oratorical Contest. And the very first year they put me in, I lost.
Okay.
But I didn't like the way that felt. I didn't.
Okay. And
I studied it again. And it was Miss Boykins and Miss Foreman that said, you have it. And I didn't know what it meant, but they kept saying, you have it. And so it's a teacher that told me that I have it. And if a teacher tell you have it, you hone on that it.
That's right.
You make that it better and run with that it.
So in that, they speaking to you. One, that's first of all, it's so many components in that. So one, they saw it. Two, they had the vision. Three, they spoken to you because they saw it, right? And then they help you get to that point to where that it was. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all the key components we need to be successful. Yeah. You know, first somebody got to have that vision. Then they help you create it. Then they see that you got it. And then they help you get to that destination. Yeah, so that's beautiful. That's beautiful. So where can they find these books? And I know you have 100 of them. So where can they find them?
Listen, sometimes I'm like Master P. I slang them out my trunk.
Okay, I got you.
But I'm trying to get more professional as time goes on.
Okay.
So all of these books are available. Can I get this?
Yeah, go ahead.
All of these books are available on Amazon. Okay. And if you type it in, it'll pop up. And this one, for your techie moms that want to put it in the car on their device, this one is also an ebook. Okay. So.
Oh, that's dope.
You can't lose.
Oh, that's dope. I like that. Okay. So before we get out of here, I want to know what's your vision going forward in being an author?
So my vision is to take this to the next level. Okay. Once I create the boys book, I'm going to have a total package. But I want to write SEL lessons. Look at me acting like Joseph. I'm telling my dream out loud. Yeah. But I want to write SEL lessons, social and emotional lessons to go along with these. Because with those children being at home for 2 years, they lost some skills.
A lot.
They lost some skills. Yeah. That critical thinking, that that conflict resolution, those things that really matter, that actually makes you a successful adult. So I want to package this and start selling it to school districts and different organizations for children so they can be empowered and be inspired. And then after that, I want to sell this book to like Simon & Schuster, like a big publishing house. So this can even be all over the global. Yeah, I want it to be global. This message is global. When I met with some people today, they said, have you thought about this community? I have been like laser focused, right? And just Black. But they just opened my eyes. Like, have you thought about the kids that are adopted by white families? Right. Have you thought about whoa. And so that's why and I want to grow that team moving forward for 2023 because other people, sometimes we think we're the one with the booger with the sugar, but it's other people that have some inspiring ideas as well. So I want to grow my team as well in 2023.
And you know what? That's beautiful because, one, I see that by you going into this journey, is opening other doors that you would have never saw. Never. But that's the beauty about how God put you through something, and it takes you through that to get to this point. You don't know the path, but it's like, okay, I had to go through that to get to this. I had to learn that lesson to get to this point. And now that lesson that I had to learn is effective for where I am now.
It's effective.
So that's the beauty part. Yeah. That's beautiful. So we about to get out of here, but what I'm going to do is, one more time before we get out of here, I need you to give the people the names of the books, and where to find the actual books, and where can they find you on social media? Because I'm pretty sure not just the books, they want to talk to you because I see that you're a motivational speaker too. You know what I'm saying? She's a preacher / what is that? A corner preacher. You know what I'm saying? She could be.
Listen, I am a sinner saved by grace. Okay. And that's one thing you're making fun, but some people have called me that, because I do love God. Yeah. In the midst of my sin and a partner of my sin, he still loves me. That's right. And so I am a voice for him, because he told us, go ye therefore, baptize and teaching all nations, right? And so you got to you got to go ahead and tell them about him. But more importantly, I use my life as a testimony. I've been down and out. I've been low. I've been in the trenches. But more importantly, he's always brought me up. That's right. So with the light that you see in me, it ain't me. It ain't never me. Okay?
It could have been me. But no, where can he find the books?
So I'm Charlie Marcol, everybody. You can find me on all social media platforms at Charlie Marcol, CHARLIE MARCOL. The books, both of these, can be found on Amazon. I want you to go to your Amazon search engine, type in My Cool Crown. You will see it, and you can type in my title, Dick and a Headache. Sometimes it's all it is, and there you have it, and you will be able to get them. And I will love your support. Let's support each other just like we support these celebrities in 2023. Let's help each other win and grow.
So the beauty about the podcast is we have the manifestations on this show. Every time somebody comes on and speaks, something happens. And it happens fast, because that's the power that's invested in us over here. So whatever you speak right here is going to happen at the end of by the end of the year.
Let's go, Lord.
What you got? So
Let's go, Lord.
What you got? Just speak something quick. You got to speak something. Now it's gonna come to fruition. Now you gotta be prepared for it.
Let me tell you, I want my name to be spoken in rooms on a positive note that will open the door to let this go to major levels.
There it is.
And even Dick and a Headache, I want a Netflix.
Ooh.
I want a Netflix deal.
Okay.
Because this has a sorority component. You gotta get this one. It's juicy.
Yeah.
And it's a novella, so it's a quick read. But I want a Netflix deal with this.
You're going to get a Netflix
I'm going to get a Netflix deal with this.
There it is. See, we just spoke this thing. Now, y'all know how we do testimonials on here and how, like, man, he did say that last year. It happened. So look, guys, I know we could be in this thing all day, drinking wine and talking about Dick and a Headache and talking about my crown. It's cool and everything. I love that because I love black business, but make sure you go support Charlie because this is a beautiful book. And we all support each other for 2023 and beyond. For everybody who tuned in, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. This is your boy, DJ KO. I love you guys, and you can't do nothing